What is going on, Jeromes? We are indeed back. That's right, the most accurate NFL power rankings in the known universe. And if you disagree with any single one of the rankings, you're wrong. How does it feel? You've seen the rest. Now get down with the best. That's right, baby. As we always do, down at number 33, you do have the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers. Where I messed up the cut and paste, and hence there we go. Maybe it's a bad sign. It's a bad omen, but the Packers, whatever. They won 16-10. I forgot who said it. I think it was Rich Eisen's show. It said that the Packers dominated my ass. Please. They only won at home because Malik Willis didn't pull a big boner, and also Anthony Richardson kept throwing the ball to the team in green. Because maybe he's colorblind. I don't know, man. But, yeah, the Packers, whatever. Ain't scared. Not worried about things. Hey, Josh Jacobs, congratulations for getting a season worth of yardage in one game. Cool. 32. Got the crooked Chicago Bears. Now, Caleb Williams is bad because everything around him is bad. Hey, all of that preseason hype. Oh, this is the best situation for a number one overall pick quarterback in NFL history. Please. But all the respect, that defense is pretty damn legit. So that's coming together, which is nice. But the offensive line can't block. The playmakers can't make plays. Dunze's dropping balls in the end zone. DJ Moore is getting after it. And also Keenan Allen is just on the sideline. So ain't happening. Ain't happening, man. Also, where's Cole Kmet? MIA. 31. You got the Panthers. So they already made a change at quarterback, Bryce Young. I think in the short term they could probably do better with Andy Dalton. But that isn't what this year was supposed to be about. Like, how are you giving up on the number one overall pick, a guy that you traded heaven and earth to go get after, 19 games? 2 games into his second season? It's ridiculous. Like, this year was supposed to be about the evaluation of Bryce Young. And Dave Canlis, hey, offensive guru guy. The guy who turned around Baker's ass last year in Tampa Bay. The guy who had a hand in helping Geno turn things around in 2022. Hey, you're supposed to be the guy to flip the switch with Bryce Young. You ain't flipping. You're running away. You're scared. Cowardly. Yeah, they should trade Bryce Young. Like, honestly, just trade him to the Dolphins. Go ahead. 30, you got the Broncos. Actually, trade him to the Broncos because Bo Nix ain't it, man. Offensive line is bad. He isn't getting any help from his weapons. Defense is terrible as well. So I love that the Broncos are just terrible because stupid-ass Sean Payton is a stupid ass. Douche. 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 Any excuse to play. Also, so Jaden Daniels has been operating pretty damn well, but still has 0 goose egg D'Angelo Russell touchdowns. Same thing with Bo Nix and Caleb Williams. J.J. McCarthy has still thrown as many touchdowns this season as those three jabronis combined. Love it. 29, you got the Giants. So the Giants probably would have won, except they didn't have a kicker. How are you without a kicker on Friday and you don't sign one? You could have. Everything that Brandon Beane has done this offseason has been bad, and it all got documented on HBO, which is kind of amazing. But I do think that Daboll is going to get fired, which sucks because I like and respect Brian Daboll a lot, but the Giants just ain't it. Like, they're bereft of talent, and honestly, beyond Burns, Newbin, and Lawrence on defense and Neighbors on offense, like, who are you keeping? Oh, and Andrew Thomas. Like, who are you keeping? Nada. And also Schmitz at center, sure. 28, got the Tennessee Titans down 3 spots where you had this one again, but then Will Levis gave it away. Tennessee Titans should be 2-0 if Will Levis wasn't so terrible and if their special teams weren't so bad. 27, you got the Rams. So this is more injuries, right? So it's basically, so you know that meme from Game of Thrones where it's the single guy against a whole army drawing a sword? That's Matthew Stafford right now. Like, half their offensive line is decimated. Jonah Jackson is out. Avila's out. Puka's already gone. Cooper Kupp just got injured. They got no one. They got no one, man. Like, Tyler Johnson's going to be their wide receiver 1. Isn't that crazy? But, yeah, so the Rams are going to have it rough. And you know all this talk, like 100%, Aaron Donald was going to come back for the playoff run if the Rams made it. They ain't making it. 26, you got the Jaguars down 6 spots. I want to believe in Doug and Trevor Lawrence, but I can't. There's nothing redeeming about this Jaguars team. Like they're perfectly below average and boring, which is the worst thing to be. 25. Got the Browns up 2 spots. So the Browns get it done against Jacksonville, but I don't know. Like they have to make the switch to Jameis. Like Deshaun is not the answer. Defensively, they're starting to get things together, but I do think that there's a groundswell for Deshaun to get suspended so they can void his contract. Get Jameis in there, which I think that Jameis would give them a better shot. So we'll see. 24. Got the Bengals down 7 spots. There could be trouble in Cincinnati. Now, yes, they did get robbed to a degree, but that Lou Anarumo defense is solid, but Burrow's just off. He's not right. And yeah, Higgins has been injured. Jamar Chase has been slow to get started. It's almost like a holdout through all of training camp and preseason will put you behind the 8 ball. It's kind of weird how that happens, man. 23, Dolphins down 17 spots. And again, this is mostly tied to Tua's injury. I know that Tua wants to come back this year, but I don't know. But overall, they got exposed. The defense was bad. Offensively, they can't move anything with Skylar Thompson, and they just got boat raced by the Buffalo Bills. So I don't know. Like this could be a long season for the Dolphins. And hey, remember all of that hype, all the bluster for Mike McDaniel as this wunderkind also got himself an extension. What about Kevin O'Connell? I mean, Kevin O'Connell's doing pretty damn good. 22, you got the Eagles down 8 spots. That might have been the most horrifically bad Monday night collapse since the Jumbo Elliott game with the Jets, like way back in the day. Like, how do you lose in this spot? How do you not run it twice on 3rd and 3? How do you give the ball back to Kirk Cousins? How do you not rush him at all on that final touchdown drive? How does Jalen Hurts be ass? Thank you. Eagles are in trouble. There's not a lot of good answers here either. 21. Oh, also Saquon. Come on, man. Jets up 3 spots. So the Jets, injuries are taking their toll. Their offensive line is bad, and Aaron Rodgers just is not the same guy that he used to be. But, I mean, now they come home. They host the Patriots on Thursday Night Football. I think the Patriots could win outright. It's going to be good. 20, got the Colts down 4 spots. I still believe in the Colts. Although, I mean, Buckner's injured. Anthony Richardson needs to get his head out of his ass. Jonathan Taylor-Thomas needs to get going. But, I mean, the Colts, the talent is there, right? And week 1 was a near-run thing against the Texans. They laid an egg up in Green Bay, but they got to start getting things done. 19, you got the Commies. I mean, I've said this before. Like, I love me some Jaden Daniels. He's basically like a one-man army on offense right now. Defensively, they need to start getting things together with Dan Quinn. They have some talent in that front 7, but I don't know. They outlast the Giants in a divisional game, sure, but I don't know. Still don't really know. But either way, Jaden Daniels fighting the good fight. 19, you got the Falcons up 10 spots. Now, Falcons defense is opportunistic. Had some great playmakers like Jesse Bates. I mean, that PBU at the goal line was glorious. I'll always love me some Grady Jarrett. Respect. I think he's one of the more underrated defensive linemen in the game. Offensively, so Kurt did look better in the second half against Philly. He still looks like he's moving like Tin Man out there, but they have some weapons. If this offensive line can get their ish together, and if they just keep using Bajan and Algier, I mean, maybe the Falcons could be kind of interesting. 17, got the Raiders up 9 spots. No one's... Well, really happy for Antonio Pierce and the Raiders. They fought hard. They got a couple breaks against the Ravens. The Ravens refused to close the door, and they got it done on the road. Major win for Las Vegas. 16, you got the Georgia. So they fall down the rankings a little bit because they sort of got ambushed in Lexington, and they should not have taken Kentucky lightly. And Georgia, this is probably the worst Georgia team of the last 5 years. And Carson Beck was looking out of sorts. They needed a couple officiating breaks to get this thing done. They're on the bye this week, but then they're at Alabama. Now, this is not the Saban Alabama, sure, but it's going to be tough either way. 15, got the Patriots up 4 spots. So even losing, they've shown you a lot over the first 2 weeks, and I was amongst the people who predicted that the Patriots were going to be biblically bad, but Gerard Mayo's got this team playing some tough, physical, good football, and respect there. 14, you got the Lions down 8 spots. Frauds. Jared Goof is ass, thank you. Amon-Ra got dinged up, and Laporta is invisible. And also defensively, they're exposed on the back end, other than Aiden Hutchinson getting 5 sacks. But hey, congratulations, you still lost by 4 points. So I Again, this team should be 0-2, except for the Rams had 17,000 injuries week one. So they're certifiably on fraud alert. 13, you got the Cardinals up 9 spots. So the Cardinals host the Lions this Sunday. 3-point home dogs. Taking all that points, taking the money line as well. They put the bang thing on the Rams. Yes, the Rams are undermanned, but I mean, the Cardinals should have beat the Bills in Orchard Park week one. And the Cardinals, like we said, they're going to be interesting. I mean, that Kyler Harrison Jr. connection is taken off. Trey McBride is a stud, too. Love the Cardinals. 12. Got the Cowboys down 7 spots. So that Zimmer defense got eviscerated. Like, Zimmer's going to go back in time and approach young Alvin Kamara and be like, hey, take up soccer. Alvin Kamara just kicks the bejesus out of Zimmer defenses, man. But I do think the Saints have a quasi-legitimacy. And the Cowboys, I mean, the Cowboys are just fraud. Like, you're trying to come back from down 3 scores and you're just handing the ball to Zeke Elliott. Like, that's your big move. Get out of here. 11. You got the Ravens down 7 spots. I'm worried about the Ravens. Like, I always love and trust John Harbaugh. I love me some Lamar Jackson. I think that Derrick Henry was fantastic there, but they're thin in spots. They got a couple injuries as well, and they're a poor facsimile of some of the really good Ravens teams of the last couple of years. 10, you got the Saints up 13 spots. They could kind of be legit. Like, Clint Kubiak is operating this thing. Derek Carr is not looking like ass at this moment in time. They're going vertical. Rashid Shaheed getting things done, man. And, of course, Kamara defensively. I mean, the Saints were always good defensively. Demario Davis has always been a stud. Dennis Allen is a decent – he's a whatever head coach, but he's a good defensive coach. So that makes sense. 9, you got the Steelers up 3 spots. I know that they're sort of tiptoeing through the tulips with a win on the road, but 2 road wins you can't sneeze at against the Falcons and the Broncos. But Tomlin's just doing it again. Like, I don't know how Tomlin does it. Like, honestly, Tomlin could have a roster of 53 guys who just watch this channel, like me and 52 other Jeromes, and Tomlin would go 9-8 somehow, some way. I got dibs on being the emergency third quarterback. Still getting paid, but ain't getting hit. Next up, number 8. You got the Chargers up 10 spots. So Herbert got dinged up, but likely he's going to be okay. But they put the bang thing on Carolina. And, I mean, the Chargers are reflecting Jim Harbaugh. I mean, he's out here with 3 tight end looks all the time. J.K. Dobbins is legit coming back from those injuries, which you love to see. And the Chargers are going to be tough. I mean, they're going to be a tough physical football team. You got to respect that. 7. Got the Seattle Seahawks. So Mike McDonald's got this crew playing some damn good football. Defensively, they're on point. They had a scare against the Patriots, except I think it's more about the Patriots playing some good football as well. Geno, I think, is massively underrated. DK had himself a bust-out game. Jackson Smith and Jigba is getting off the schneid as well. So, and also, even though without Walker, like, Charbonnet was perfectly fine. So Seattle's going to be tough in the NFC. 6. Got the 49ers down 4 spots. Even though the Niners were without McCaffrey, and now they're going to be missing Debo for a stretch, I mean, they're still tough. They're still one of the best defenses in the league, respect. And even though Trent Williams was sort of put in the spin cycle by Patrick Jones second, still one of the best offensive lines in the game. Purdy will recover when he's not playing the Brian Flores defense, and the Niners will be fine. 5, you got the Buffalo Bills. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. So Josh Allen is basically just dragging this team to relevancy. Defensively, I mean, they're really starting to come together too. So, I mean, a lot of people wrote off the Bills. They didn't write back, and Buffalo is looking really damn good right now. 4, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've always had respect for Todd Bowles. Also Bruce Arians, from back in the day too, and the Bucks. I mean, Baker's looking good. Godwin's had a career resurgence. Mike Evans is perennially underrated. That defense is going to be good. So get on the road, getting a win against the Lions, making Jared Goff look bad. And frankly, they out coach Ben Johnson, the Wunderkind. All right, so I mean, the Bucks are good. Bucks are a really damn good football team. 3, got the Minnesota Vikings. I said what I said. So up 6 spots. If you beat a top 3 team and the best team in the NFC, you deserve your flowers, and the Vikings did that. And as we said before, this is not a fluke. The Vikings are tough in both of the trenches. The Flores defense is swarming and multiple and confusing and just getting after things. Offensively, Jefferson will be fine. They'll be able to run the ball. Offensive line has been good, but the bad plays are really bad. Really, really bad, man. And also slinging Sammy Darnold, America's quarterback, is playing very solid, efficient football. And respect. This is a big-time win because the Vikings are welcoming in the Texans, who we have it too. Now, yes, you could say the Texans, well, they just outlasted the Bears slightly, but the Bears' defense is pretty damn legit. But I still think that the Vikings get it done at home on Sunday. 2.5-point favorites, taking the points, taking the money line for all the jelly beans. That's what we're doing, man. But the Texans, big-time respect to DeMeco Ryans. That defense is looking good. Danielle Hunter is still a force. C.J. Stroud is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Now, one of the best young quarterbacks in the league, literally one of the best quarterbacks. So it's a big-time test for the Vikings and a clash of two of the top three teams in our power rankings. Of course, the Chiefs. I could lower the Chiefs, but then who do you put at 1? I could go full homer on the bit, sure. But, I mean, the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs got outplayed by the Bengals. They sort of got bailed out, is what it is. But we'll see. Now, hey, now they have a big-time test on the road against the Falcons. Go ahead. But that's it. That's the most accurate Week 3 NFL power rankings in the known universe. If you disagree with any single one of the rankings, you are wrong. How does it feel? Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section below. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull Production Value.